When Okeyomode won the Champions League over the People's Elephant of Enyimba, Kadiri Kana also replicated different feats. Now that Enyimba team produced the likes of Vincent, the Magnificent, Enyama, Dele, Ayenuba, even went as far as producing Muri Ogumbi for Benin Republic, Dotex Frimpong for Ghana. But what has happened to Nigerian football? Now 20 years after, 2 decades after, Nigerian clubs still struggle to even replicate it and reach the group stage proper of the CAF Champions League or the CAF Confederations Cup. We used to have Julius Berger do well in the Confederations Cup. At some point, we must also praise Sunshine Stars with Gbenga or Gumbote. But in the last few years, what has happened to NPFL clubs? But the latest is the one that sends out plenty of shocks across Nigerian football. What is the standard of the NPFL? What is even the standard of Nigerian league football? Is this league really professional enough? Now, Sundowns FC or Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa only recently came to Nigeria and battered Nigeria's champions, Remo Stars, by 5-1. It is not the fact that Remo Stars have lost 5-1 that is painful. It is the manner at which the Daniel Ogumodede-led boys suffered this loss that has raised eyebrow. Now, many argued that the Chinese Eagles squad should have been given to this same man alongside Fidelis Ilechukwu, whose Rangers FC were beaten by an Angolan side in the second round of the CAF Champions League and only scraped past a Comoros side in the first round. Now, it brings to question, where is the level and the standard of Nigerian league football? Onkani Sama, the Bishop, joins me on Temple Gist as we dissect, free field to talk and break down this matter. In fact, the matters are even getting worse. If you put the fact that Nigeria under 17s, they struggle. Oh,
Nigeria under 20.
Under 20.
Chan Eagles.
Chan Eagles. But let's leave it at the club level.
No. Come on, we're going to play Nigerian football completely. As a matter of fact, right?
It's shambles.
It's funny enough.
But we have to start from Remo.
Yeah, no.
5-1.
I'm coming to
Sundowns.
that. I'm coming to that. Funny enough, we have only one functional sport in Nigeria, which is football. One functional sport in Nigeria.
Functional sport.
Of course, only sport that will do this. Now, it means
doing well.
Because any other sport is dead in Nigeria. This is the only sport that we can. Yeah, this is the only sport that we can actually hit.
The flag football is starting to do well. I must agree. Flag football. That's is it American style of football or the rugby?
It's nowhere.
It's nowhere near.
How many pitch do they have in Kano? How many pitch do they have? How many do they have in the south? Is it because of what they have? Probably Lagos and Abuja. They're talking about. Come on now, let's put that aside. The only sport that we know that is functional in Nigeria that is still alive is football. But it's just unfortunate that the manager of this sport over the years have decided to just make this sport a shadow of itself. Now, it's so painful that at this time and age, when football has become a very lucrative business, this is where we are. Now, the last time a Nigerian team got to the group stage of CAF Champions League was 2019, 6 years ago. 7 years ago. No, 6 years ago.
Enyimba.
Was it Enyimba?
Enyimba.
Yeah. Lobby. It was Lobby. Lobby was the last Nigerian team. Yeah, Lobby Star. That was the last time.
Of champions, CAF champions. Okay, Enyimba were convention score.
Yeah, that was the last time. Now, since the non-Nigerian team, Plateau United tried twice and failed. I think Enyimba tried once, failed. Remo tried once and failed.
Remo twice.
Rivers tried it once, failed. You understand? Rangers too, I think.
Rangers
failed. They are woefully. Remo is failing again. I mean, Remo has failed. Because that's
only Rivers United look like hope.
This practically tells you no miracle could have actually happened in Chan. So what you saw in Chan was a true picture of the Nigerian Professional League.
Now let's take us back to the interview I did with Sanusi, the General Secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation. Let's go back there. I like as you just brought it because it took us back there. I think I asked a simple question, I asked again, and I tried to drag him into it, but he played smart. I said, does this Chan team, is it a true reflection? It was also on our platform. If you can go and check it somewhere during our platform.
On our platform on YouTube also.
Exactly. You can find it there.
During the Anas Yusuf
unveiling, yes.
When it was a
Golden Boot celebration or whatever here in Abuja. And he said no, that they cannot stop a player from going out. That the players who have played in league has gone out. And I now try to poke him in the foot and ask, what can be done to ensure that the players...
Now let me just come in here.
You know what he said? He repeated the same answer again. I said... that he cannot stop them from going out.
No, I remember immediately you talk. I just get it now. I remember you saying something that he's signing more than 20 this for players that are going.
Exactly.
We're not talking about players going. We're talking about the
Quality
quality
of
the
the league.
standard of Nigerian professional
Of
league.
the
Like you
league.
said, he was smart enough to judge that question. Do you understand? Because that was a true reflection of Nigerian professional league. The standard is nowhere. We are below. See, we are the nadir of ruination. There is nothing good about Nigerian professional league. Now, the most annoying thing is this, right? Apart from the poor standard, even the players themselves live a very crazy life. Nothing to show for. I was talking with one of the present Super Eagle team managers, or I mean, not team manager, NFL official or this thing. He said something. He said in 1996 when I was playing for Shooting Star, I was earning $500,000. Fact. 1996, more than 20 years ago. 500,000 naira. Sorry, a month. You know what 500,000 naira was as of 1996?
In 2020.
Now he said in 2025, players are earning
500,000.
150.
Players
Players are earning 500.
are big boys.
Are big boys in Nigerian professionally. What has gone wrong? And I asked him, the one I was supposed to be asking, what has actually gone wrong? Everything has gone wrong. Recruitment process is poor. There is no. The whole thing about Nigerian football is not defined. There is no structure on ground. No, forget about structure. Once you have structure on ground.
Structure. Before you go to welfare.
What takes you to this point before taking you to the next point? At what point are you supposed to come in and call yourself the professional? For you to done that at any Nigerian football club, team JC in Nigeria, what would you have actually done? Not to probably take a jab at Anas or this thing. He said he was at home, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right?
And they just called him and said, look, you're the one that did the interview, and say, come. And that's how he became a National United player. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but come on, that is not how it works in most systems. Well, I will understand because sorry to
he has had scouting programs that I've seen him play, so probably maybe
because I remember Adiba had the same story. He said he was playing roadside football in Togo when his son rang and his friend took it and said, it's Arsene Wenger. I said, no. It's Arsene Wenger. He said, why would Arsene Wenger be calling me? But mind you, already he was in France. He had issue. I think he was suspended for some disciplinary issue. That was why he was back in Togo doing this. So, but there should be structure. Now, what has been the correct process? What do we have on ground? If you want to become a professional footballer in Nigeria, what do I need to do? It's not enough. Okay, I know about the academy, but it's not enough. Beyond the academy, where do I go next?
The NNL.
Then what qualifies teams to participate in Nigerian professional league?
That's where the question should come from.
What qualifies a team?
Now, this is why I'm coming on. So let's break it. Now, what qualifies a team to actually be called a professional club? Now, this is where I come from. Now, that's where we are failing as a country. I'm one of those who believe that if we have only 4 teams ready to play in the league, let's go with the 4 teams.
Fact.
No. See,
fact.
Listen to me. See, if we have only 4 teams who are ready to run the league professionally, let's go on with it. Now, a club is going to play a game. And that's why I think that I'm also of the view that those who have said we should do a regional league, until we are able to really call ourselves a professional football system, we should do a regional league. See, where, let me finish. Also, where a team does not spend 3 days from the north to get to the south. And then you play. So you expect players who are going from, let me give you now, you are going from Lagos to Maiduguri. You don't spend 1 day.
No, you don't.
You don't spend 1 day.
Before it was
because you can't
2
fly.
days or 3 days.
How many of this club can successfully fly players?
Yeah.
Only few.
Now,
Para FC are doing it because we know why.
Yeah.
Remo Stars can easily do it because we also know why. But can Ikorodu City, who are backed by somebody who is putting his hard-earned money into the club, who also wants something, because whether I would like it or not, whatever you put into a business, you want something in return. You cannot fly 25 or 30 players and officials every match day.
Not possible.
That's huge amount. In a system where, again, even as a private individual, how many Nigerians can successfully fly? I'm still going somewhere. So until we get to run our clubs and define it, and then somebody comes in to say, you don't meet this standard. Let's have 500 million in bond. If a club does not have it, get out of the league.
Get out of this.
Now, I'm going somewhere. Once you don't have it, get out of the league.
Yeah.
So if 4 clubs are willing to produce that amount in bond, where we know that whatever happens, this club run to it and pick it and nothing happens, you see that we have a smooth sailing. Now, see, whether we play 10 times against each other, we still have a league.
See, the truth remains.
And because what Okari Sam has just mentioned is the fact that we just put together a couple of players.
Simple.
Put them in a team. Go to the governor. Put a budget down. If the governor loves football, he supports the team. If he doesn't love, he did it.
That's all.
Now the club struggles to pay the players. The club struggles to even do the basic.
To do logistics.
And then how do you now expect these same players to now metamorphose and then play football? See, and then you now want the same players to now be the one.
No, such arrangement. You just talk. I said such arrangement. I think the conclusion is, how do you expect such a team to become a professional football team?
Now the first thing is this. Let's look at it from the
I think just to also add, I saw a video. I can't just remember the team of an American businessman or thereabouts coming to the Kenya League and bought a club in his 6th year. I saw it on TikTok and it was trending. And he said, road to professional football for the club. You could see definition. You could see how many of the NPFL clubs currently, non-so, can you go to an average store and get a jersey?
Like I said, you don't think it starts from the
everything.
I think it starts from the standard. See,
simple.
We always see. No disrespect to the NFF and whatever they.
No, they have to take.
Of course, and what the NPFL board have done, I think they always lower the standard.
They don't have it.
There's no standard. When you say they lower the standard, you ain't charitable.
Yes, I'm charitable.
No, stop being charitable. I'm charitable. No need to be charitable. Sincerely speaking.
What's the standard?
What's the standard?
Hopefully, I don't get calls after today. But the truth is,
we're praising the LMC for giving us consistency. Right?
Yes.
Then,
yes.
Please, no. So we have a one camera angle production in the league. Propel. If in 2025,
do it show on TV?
If in 2020, no, Propel
shows online.
No, whether I would like it or not.
We watch online.
We are saying this because the Premier League is not free to air.
It's not free to air, but
people pay. Exactly, same to Propel.
But if how would I pay? How would I pay to watch a one camera angle?
No, I'm one of those who believe that football is cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
So that's why I'm going.
You don't get me.
I'm saying that
how would I pay?
We need to also improve.
How would I pay to watch a one camera angle game? With this my eye problem, I have it like this. I've watched it. You know, I meant I I'll be like, and I'll push it.
You can't say something earlier.
See, what I'm trying to say is system and standard. Mm-hmm. If the league wants to run as a professional, like I said, I asked the question is, if we take out that professional, that's Nigerian Premier League. If you want to run a professional body, then that standard has not been met.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, every year, they seem to be lowering the bar.
Fact.
And lowering the bar.
Fact.
And lowering the bar.
Fact. From
club license and registration. They will sing that song, go from the 2 months to the league. I don't know, even by the 6 months into the league, some things are not even completed the licensing.
Stadium inspection.
Terrible. Some stadiums are rice farms. E.g. the Danayam Stadium.
E.g. but Mama Katangora Stadium.
E.g. the one in Niger State, right? And so on and so forth. Rice farms, I'm telling you, kids who are not even know how to play football will not want to play there. But that's where professional football is being played.
And it was certified
by
no NPFL and probably NFF.
Do they have when they give you a red card in the Premier League, they'll tell you go for an early shower. No! You go for an early lying down on the ground. Have you been to one of those stadiums? Have you gone to an inspection to see some of the dressing rooms? You will cry yourself out to sleep. But Bradley Stadium here. Go to the dressing room and look at it. You would advise your kids to play football. Should I go further? There are a lot of things. Is it television rights? Is it followership?
No.
How many stadiums can you walk into now and buy a replica jersey of that team that plays in that stadium?
Let me just look at it from a different angle too. Now, I used to ask myself, what's the core function of what they call it, Nigerian Football Federation? That's NFF.
They gave it to the NPFL board.
I'm coming. Is it just to manage Super Eagles or to oversee football in Nigeria?
Oversee football
it's to oversee football in Nigeria. Yes. Now, so the failure.
The chairman of the NPFL is under the NFF.
I mean,
whether I would like it or not, he reports also
to the president.
I want to go back to the main. That's what I'm saying. What's their function? Is it just to manage?
No.
The Super Eagles is to oversee football. Everything that concerns all that pertains to football in Nigeria is their duty. Now they actually focus all their energy on the Super Eagles. Now the Super Eagles, no Super Eagles player right now. How many Super Eagles player right now actually come through the NPFL before going?
No, of this current squad.
No,
only Wabali.
Wabali.
And probably Benjamin Frederick.
Frederick never kicked him. He never
Nasarawa.
He didn't play in the league.
No, so he played in Nasarawa United. He played in ABS. So whether I like it or not, he was through the league system.
He didn't play in the NPFL.
So now we're talking about
league system.
Now we're struggling to call just two names.
Yeah.
Just two names, right? That's how crazy it is now. So let's go back to the NFF. When you say you are succeeding,
okay, maybe to a large extent, to look at the NPFL youth league.
Okay, so when we say when you say you are succeeding, right? What is benchmark? What are you using as a yardstick? Because I just watched what they call it, Gusau, not long ago, saying they've actually succeeded. They've done blah, blah, blah. Now, what are you looking at the Super Eagles? Super Eagles, you've not even succeeded.
Because whether I would like it or not, let's go back to 2004. Now the Vincent Yama played in Enyimba, went to the World Cup.
Yes.
As an Enyimba player.
Yes.
Man,
I don't want to even the Mbada scored. I think
we went to the AFCON. We had to win players.
He has left already. I think he was in France when he scored at this.
No, he was in Nigeria.
No,
he was.
He was in Nigeria.
Because Rangers fighting for his future.
Not just
okay. Yeah, I remember.
He was Rangers. But that one was only AFCON.
Yeah, got through a
What's
bubble.
the
Was it Sunshine
Stars? Yes.
Yeah. So
Kenneth Omeruo was playing for.
It was not. It
Okay,
was, he
I
had
moved to
left.
Chelsea,
It
I moved to
was.
Chelsea.
So when you're saying you're succeeding, what is the benchmark? What are you actually using as a yardstick? Because despite we're not actually doing very well, we couldn't do anything in the, okay. We go to the final of the last AFCON, doesn't mean anything. We're still going to go to. So is Nigerian football all about super ego? Is a whole system where you have clubs, where you have youth with aspiration, youth with dreams. You understand? So what platform have you created at the grassroots? How you understand? So how will you come out today and tell me that you're succeeding?
If you're
Now,
mainly,
the same person I engaged that was telling me that, look, as at 1995, 1996, he was paid, that players were taking between 300,000 to 500,000 naira in shooting star.
yes.
The same person now is trying to equally defend this. He's saying something like, because one aspect of the whole thing is officiating, that officiating has improved. We're talking about officiating. Let's have a standard league. We'll talk about officiating. Let's have, like you said, let's have a team that we know at any given time they can take care of their players. So now here is it right. Now here is it right. The footballing world has swollen.
Yeah,
there's so much to be taken from the footballing world. But guess what we're doing to ourselves? We're cutting ourselves out. Because we don't have a system on ground that is going to... Now, some people might rush and probably compare us with Senegal. Or Senegal don't have a professional... They have a defense system that is working for them. They have a defense system that is working for them. So but even at that self, what they do to something is not the best.
Yes.
Because that is no... It's not about those that actually played out. Nobody knows... I mean, so many years ago, the English league was nothing. I mean, so many years ago, like they will even say, the Asians were looking at the Europeans as barbaric.
Yes.
But look at how things actually turn out to be.
Yes.
So who says that with consistency and we're doing the right thing, we're not going to get to a point where Africa will not be the hub of football?
And for the
you understand? If Africa is going to be the hub of football tomorrow, what will be the Nigerian stake in African football?
Hakim Ziyech has just joined Wydad Casablanca.
Whoa.
Now,
yeah, I think I saw it.
It tells you that, no, we could argue that, of course, Ahmed Musa plays with
but not at his heydays.
Even though Hakim Ziyech is no longer at his 80s, let's be honest with ourselves, he's gone. He's gone.
How old is he?
He's close to 30 or 31.
Yeah, but
of course. So we're not talking about...
No, I'm going somewhere. It's not longer, because if it was good enough, he would still be somewhere in Europe. You know? But what I'm going to is that we saw Ahmed Musa come to the league. We saw Brownie Day also come to the league. But all of these guys came when football was almost leaving them and couldn't offer so much back to the league. But I believe Ziyech can still offer something to the league. Yes. Now, where I'm going to is the fact that when you have a proper system that is run, now, Musa came back to Pillars because he loved the club. It is not because Pillars was properly run.
Not at all.
Even afford him.
No, not at all.
Now, Ziyech is coming back to Wydad because they can afford him.
Yes.
And because
and that's why I'm going to affordability. I saw it. There was a podcast where the chairman of course, the club, talking about Soname, Remo Stars, did speak. And in his speech, it was like, how many of the clubs in the NPFL can afford an Odion Igalo?
Yes.
Igalo is clubless.
Yes, why not? He has that question. I think it was an interview.
Yes. How many of the clubs can actually say,
Odion, come and play for us?
Look at it. You want to put him on the road for 18 hours?
You can do no such thing.
For somebody who cannot even remember the last time he was on the road for 2 hours?
I think it was...
So, in all of these, it means, see, when we take one step forward in the NPFL, we take 20 backward. And it is killing the league in such a way that... You see, the 5-1 scorer of Remo Stars
is a true reflection of the league.
In as much as it's also a true
and guess what?
He also speaks low of the quality of coaching we have in the league.
Of course. Because the whole problem is all encompassing. Because you're not going to exempt any part. Coaching, officiating, recruitment process, everything.
In as much as I don't want to... When it comes to coaching, I don't put it in a federation. I put it as individual. You know why? Because whether I would like it or not, it
is on the federation, my brother.
I'm going to Wankani Sam. The federation also needs to...
Let me cut you short a little. Let me cut you short a little. I know it's a personality. Listen to me now. Let's go back to Europe, right? For you to coach in England, right, there are this. But because the league is well run, if you're not good enough, then... So it's because the league is not well run, right? These guys don't... They feel with nothing... With little or nothing, we can come into the league.
CAF have said without a CAF A, you cannot sit on the bench
for any CAF competition,
be it whatever. Yes. So it means that from next season, most of our coaches that qualify for competitions cannot go.
I'm not telling you, even going too far, Seth. How many of our
fault of the league because the league have accepted? No, fault of the league.
Listen to me now. Even having CAF programs now.
The fault of the league. Coaches, national team coaches have got a CAF A.
Now, whose fault? Fault of the league.
Both male and female. But I'm 17 and 20. Now, let's go there.
The whole thing still boils down to the box is on the league. Because if there is a standard, if there is a system on ground that works, these are criteria that you must meet before you sit on the bench of any team, professional team in Nigeria. Again, so when the league itself is not
what
right
is the standard to be on the bench in a Nigerian club, NIS? It's the truth. If we don't raise the standard,
it
it will keep falling. Now, if
I
we,
think,
for example,
I think
if we raise the standard of the NPFL to CAF B, for example, if we raise the standard, does the Kun Khalifa coach have a CAF B?
Like I said, these are you create.
Without doing it, I don't know, but
that's why I said when you raise a standard, they keep dropping it every. That now there are no rules. Because I follow the league a lot, and you know that.
Because
there are rules, but who follows them through?
Now, here is
They'll tell you they give Abia Waros 6 weeks to get us up on track. After 4 weeks, the players will be like, did they get a new grass from all over the in 4 weeks? Or did they edit? So is it who does it? Like I said, see, the league has got a what I call a clean up, and it has to start from the top.
See,
system. See, have you seen where they recruit players?
We said the league, right?
No.
Have you seen where they recruit players?
I don't know the problem. Let's
we're coming to solution, right? When you said the league, right? When you said the league, right? I think you're this Nigerian football. Say Nigerian football.
Do you know how they recruit
Nigerian football need a clean up, not the league.
Abdul, you follow this league with me now. You hear 35 people left the club. So what was their contract? I thought NFF would say, let's say it requires the contract and the duration of the contract. 2 years minimum.
When Nasara, you hear stories of, the emir call and say, I have a player. Oh, this, and that is stories everywhere. So the thing is this, right? The thing is this, until we start holding, not even until, NFF should know that they will be judged by the standard of the league, not just by Super Eagles. The standard of the league. What happens in the league? How is the league run? I'm coming, right? How is the league run, right? It is how they're going to be judged. Nothing else, you understand? You cannot, like I said, sport is the biggest industry on earth right now. Now, even in Europe, every family want their son to be in football or want to this because that is the easiest route out of lag and so many other things. But here we are. Now, we started with basketball. We grounded basketball for almost 10 years right now. Now we're coming to football.
Surely.
When this thing is opening, when the game is becoming big, there are more openings. As I speak to you, sorry to digress a little. From 2027, there will be NBA Europe. NBA want to start a league in Europe.
Wow.
Opening up the game. How many players of Nigerian descent or how many players from Nigeria can actually get there? Man City has already indicated interest. They'll have a team. Juventus, I think, is it Chelsea? And so many other teams. Yes. Madrid have a team already, Barcelona have a team already. Sport is opening up. Generally, sport is opening up. But get what is going on here. We're killing ourselves.
Solutions, guys.
Now, let me just round up. We're killing ourselves. Little fighting here and there. Lack of professionalism in administration. You understand? The personal interest. I wouldn't want to say greed. I wouldn't want to say corruption.
The hallmark is greed.
The truth about life is this, right? If the system works, you're going to benefit better. Even as an administrator. If the system works properly, you're going to benefit better. You'll be rewarded better. Because a lot will come into the system and it means a lot comes to you too. But if the system does not work, that little one that's supposed to make the system work is what you're going to be putting your eyes on. You become greedy and you're going to stop the system from working the more. I think until we start telling NFL, look, the standard we're going to be judging you with the standard of the league, not what the Super Eagles is doing, not what what do you call them? Super Falcons are doing. No, the league itself is what we're going to use as a standard. Guys. Now we're talking about today. Today, no Nigerian player that's playing Nigerian league since is satisfied fit to play it for the Super Eagles. And it's justified, if you ask me. It's justified.
Super Eagles play for any league, any team.
No, listen, because if your champions will be the kind of embarrassment they suffer at home, if that tells you everything.
That's what I saw.
Now, this thing is not different. I mean, the standard of the league in Belgium and the standard of league probably in England is not the same. That explains why Ajax can lose 5, 4, 6, and people feel okay. Yeah. That is why Barca can beat Olympiacos 7, 8. But even that is a better. We understand that in Africa we're supposed to be the England of Africa. We're supposed to be supposed to be the Spain of Africa.
Yeah, not the other way around.
Not the other way around. How can a Nigerian club side
champions
lost 5-0 at home? 5-1 at home. Now, like I said, the most annoying thing about the loss is not just the loss; it's the manner of the loss. Yeah. Like how do we dominate it? How do we beat blue and black in every aspect of the game?
It looked like Remo Stars were strolling.
No, it looked like they were the feeder team.
You will see the difference between a professional team and a team that is not a professional team.
Let me explain to you something before we go to solutions. I think let's go quickly. I want to quickly. I just want to put something out. In those days, we used to have the Julius Bergers, the Mayan Nationals, the Rangers Internationals. I remember those pictures. Rashad Bees of Kaduna State. Those guys were training players for the national teams. Yeah. And then when they're playing games, the games were packed to the rafters.
Yeah.
Let's move forward a little bit.
Well, then maybe the excuse is then the European League wasn't that popular
exactly
in Nigeria.
Because
it wasn't that popular.
Because
we have a substitution.
What I'm trying to do now
Nigerian League was doing okay.
What I'm trying to do now is that it's not that Nigerians does not love the league, or does not like Nigerian football is that we've not sold it enough to them. Because if those guys could go by that play, you show those pictures. People will travel from distance to go watch a normal game in the street. The streets will close down. Let's go to 2000s when all our stadiums in Nigeria were all natural grasses and they were maintained. The kids started from the 2000s, early 2003, 2004, 2005. Then you hardly see grasses. Now, I can point how many grass pitches
from the
can
Megari
see.
to Pinnick to so now. You know, that's when things
in the
like
Nigerian Premier Football League. Then anybody playing in Abuja, it was natural grass. They played the half Champions League there. Enugu, just natural grass. But at the point, we won't say the other 17 World Cup at some point. But what happened? See, there's a serious decay, and it's like I said,
lacuna. It's not lacuna. Lacuna is
even different. There's a gap. There's a rot.
There's a rot.
You could check the foundation, the origin of Nigerian football, and you could see maggots. And we're seeing it lively from the CAF Champions League to the CAF National Cup to the Chan Eagles. You know, I told him it will metamorphose. We're here complaining about Chan. I told you when we started talking about I said this when we go to the club football, we realize that it's not only about it's not a chanting, it's a football ecosystem. And it's funny enough, it's not rubbing off into our girls' national teams. Slowly. You don't enter our cadets under 17, under 20, don't enter there. Very soon. I keep saying it, the reason why Nigeria is still on top of the world.
On top of the world? On top of
Africa. You remember because we had a head start. We started playing football in Africa. Because every other team
simple, yes.
So we are we have a head start. Other guys are catching up because they are intentional about it. And that's why Morocco we're celebrating coming 2 goals down. This is the team that Nigeria will beat with their eyes closed. The teams from the home base team. How are the mighty fallen? And like I said, we don't cop it right now. We could lose the spot. We lost.
Okay, Sam. In 2 minutes, solutions.
See, number one, systems are working. There's no crime in understanding the system that works. I mean, the issue of putting the right people in the right places is a normal thing. But here's the simple truth, right? Raise the standard. You say something.
Raise it.
Raise the standard. You say something. For a team to become a professional team. I mean, if banks have minimum capital,
clubs should have it as well.
If so many other systems have a minimum standard for you to be called a bank, there is a minimum amount. The same thing with the club. There are minimum standard that you have to meet, and one of financially and otherwise. You understand? Facilities, finance, and this thing.
Academy,
like you said, even if it means having just 5 or 10 teams doing our, we don't have issues. We're number one. Imagine a system where we said, okay, at start for you to become a professional team. Whether you're run by a government, whether government owns, if government want to own a football club in their state, we don't have issue with it. But the minimum capital, let's say, probably 5 billion naira, which with that amount, you can successfully prosecute games throughout the year. Then we move from there and not talk about the facilities. Let's talk about the facilities. There are minimum standard that your facility must meet. If they don't meet,
not even now. Here is not only few though.
I know. Now, say facilities generally. Now, here is it. I'm not talking about none of this will be in isolation. You have to meet all these criteria. That probably you have probably 5 billion naira in your kitty does not mean you automatically qualify to be in the league. No, your facility too must meet the minimum standard. There will be minimum standard and there will be maximum standard. Your facility must meet this thing. Then let's move to structure that you have on ground. You understand?
What's the plan?
Plan and structure. Then at the end of it, the people, I'm talking about my own solution. Then the people at the home affairs, the administrators, those are managing, do they have the requisite knowledge?
If they don't, kick them out.
Are there qualification? Yes, there are qualification. Because nobody will just walk into Arsenal and become an Arsenal football director. Nobody will walk to Chelsea and become Chelsea. There are certain standards you have to meet. So who are the guys managing these clubs for you? Do they have the requisite requirement or knowledge or the expertise to do this thing? If they don't, the certification. If they don't, even if you have actually meet the what they call criteria number 1, which is the minimum capital, and criteria number 2, which is the facility. If structure, you don't have the
you don't have the certification,
you don't have the guys that have the expert to manage this thing, you're still falling short of the standard. And for that, you shouldn't be, because you know what? Like you said, somebody came to Kenya and bought a top division club in Kenya, 6th division club in Kenya, because he saw prospect. He saw a system that probably might work in the future. But if we get it right, people will invest. If we get it right, we're going to talk more about Nigerian football. If you get it right, you understand. Because, when you say the right facility, but you cannot put the right facility and allow any hooligan to go and destroy anything there. No? Because it costs you so much. So you yourself will safeguard this facility now in your state. So people will even be free to come into a stadium because you have actually put in so much to build this edifice. You wouldn't allow anybody who doesn't know what it means to do this. There will be standard on ground. Even you got to protect this property, like say your life depends on it, because you know how much you actually spend in trying to put this property together. Now, when we get to that level, a lot will change. Else, else. We are denying ourselves an opportunity. The world is growing, a lot is happening.
not growing with it.
Football is feeding family across the world. Football is employing people across the world. Sport is doing so much. It's taking a lot of people from poverty, from lack, from crime, from so many things. But we are not going to be part of it. Forget about the few that are fortunate enough to escape here and go and play somewhere. We're talking about let's do it here. We see South Africans are doing it here. We see even a war-torn Libya is doing it. We see Morocco is doing it. We see,
Ethiopia is
funny enough, gradually, those countries from the what they call it, East Africa are actually getting it right. The only part of Africa that is not getting it right is West Africa. Then the worst of it, we are supposed to play the big brother role. If we're not doing it, who else wants to do it?
Well,
I think first, okay. Say, I'm coming here, said everything. So I don't want to start sounding hypocritical. But the first thing we need to accept is that first, accept that we have gotten to the lowest of lows.
Yes.
I don't want to hear anybody telling me that we have done so well in the last 4 years.
No. Well, there's one more thing. There's one more thing I totally forgot. The game management itself is another aspect that needs to. Now that's on the part of the NPFL or whoever manages the game. That's refereeing, officiating, and so that is another angle that must be taken care of.
Yeah, I said everything, but basically, first of all, he cannot treat somebody who does not know he's sick.
Fact.
You first have to accept.
Who is that? He's not sick.
Yes. Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine.
So
we have to first accept that there is a problem.
There's a problem.
When we accept that there's a problem, then we can then make the doctors. I think he said it clearly. Standard has to be kept. We see, and it's not rocket science. They beg the people in South Africa to go and play abroad. But the vacancy has to go and beg. They say, please go and get experience and come back. Just go and get experience and come back. Because these guys, they say they're like a super king, like a lord. They work with their shoulder held high. They paid. Brazilians do come to play in South African League. The best in South Africa, West Africa, run down to where's the goalkeeper playing? Chippa United. Not even the best of the teams.
Before even him, where's Daniel Pay? Where did you bring Daniel Pay from?
When we had good goalkeepers, the Greg Getafias of this one. Greg Getafias is not even refused to come back. I think I even nationalized. It's South Africa.
Even the pastor guy, what's his name?
Peter either side.
Peter either side. It's South Africa.
So let us call it what it is. We
are the lowest of the lows.
Have we accepted that we are no longer the big brother Africa?
Fact, it is now.
We are no longer that big.
Baba, when we couldn't get to the group stage of Champions League for 6 years.
6 years.
Which bragging right do you have?
Then when we get that.
When in the last 20, probably in the last 30 years, we won the CAF Champions League just twice.
Yes, when we get that, I can then
and that was even the people
I can then ask them to get the phone number from Kanesam, and then the rest is history.
Well,
first have to accept it.
It's sad that first we need to accept that we're no longer there. It's a reality that Nigerian football must take. But in all of these, we must also give kudos to some few clubs who have decided to run a bit professional, because of the facility they've got and because of the structure that is on ground. We must praise Remo Stars, but he also showed the gulf in the quality of Nigerian football and the rest of the world. We must also say massive kudos to what Shooting Stars is doing this season. I must say massive. The rejig around Shooting Stars has also
having
been
a proper structure from director of sports.
To all of that. Yes. I must also give slight kudos to the likes of Enugu Rangers, who has also tried with little or no resources. Yes, because when you look at some of these clubs, little.
Absolutely. I think they are trying the little they have.
Little they have, but it's still not enough. Like I said,
if the standard is kept.
If the standard is kept.
Now let me add something quickly.
Reason.
There's going to be club football. Club World Cup in the next 4 years.
Guys, please don't.
Just imagine that we're still going to be part of it.
You know what? If we go
in
there,
the next 4 years, there's going to be another club.
I don't know.
Do you think the Nigerian team can ever get there?
$9 million.
Let me just wrap it up. Now, let me just wrap it up.
That's huge.
You go to the Club World Cup.
$9 million.
And you're earning as high as for participating. I think $9 million.
Yeah,
that's 4 times the amount you win in winning the CAF Champions League. That should sink
100 times what you win when you win the NPFL.
What is 100?
1,000 times.
What is 100?
100 million naira.
1,000 times.
The NPFL. Even the body used to go to the league is less than the body. It's more than the body used to win. But
that's another thing. Rewards.
In all, the only thing we can just say is that we hope that those who really, really have footballers at heart in Nigeria really do the needful, because it is sad. When I saw that game 5-1, it just brought down. Come on. There's something else that anybody would have picked. Now, the biggest team in South Africa used to be Ajax Cape Town. Yes. They'll come to Nigeria and they'll be well beaten by him. Yeah. Well beaten.
Come on away.
By him.
You have Orlando Pirates. You have Kaizer Chiefs. You have Mamelodi Sundowns. And
you have Chippa.
You can beat your chest and say that too.
By the end of the day, it is what it is. But we must accept the fact first. The Nigerian football is not where it should be. We no longer the big brothers. But one thing I must say that is a fact is that when Nigeria needs football, needs restructuring, I've got one man that can do the job. Brought to you by